Starting off our list at number 10, we have Bella Thorne. Back in February of 2016, Bella shared this photo of her on social media. As you can see, she's wearing a fur vest. She said in the caption that the fur vest was faux fur. It wasn't. Fans ended up finding out who made the jacket. It was a real fur jacket by Alice and Olivia. Bella's reps had to make a public statement about the fur jacket, saying that it was given to her after a photo shoot and she was told it was faux fur. But I mean, come on. You can always tell when it's real fur and when it's fake. Real fur is way more soft than fake fur, and I can even look at this photo and I know that that jacket is real fur. Anyways, Bella's rep said that now that she knows the jacket was real fur, she won't be wearing it. At number 9, we got Rita Ora. Back in October of 2014, Rita Ora tweeted, "Dropping my new song Monday if this gets 100,000 retweets." Awkward though, she had about 4 million followers at the time of this tweet, and the tweet only got around 10,000 retweets. And then the tweet was deleted. That's awkward. I feel like the 100,000 retweets was a bit of a stretch. But anyways, Rita Ora alleged that a hacker got control of her Twitter and was threatening to release new music she's worked really hard on, adding, "Nothing comes out until I'm ready." Most people didn't buy this little excuse. I mean, it's not exactly believable. What kind of hacker would tweet something like, "Dropping my new song Monday if this gets 100,000 retweets"? Nah girl, you were just bummed you didn't get 100,000 retweets. At number 8, we got Bow Wow. Who could forget that time when Bow Wow posted a photo of a private jet when he was actually in coach, like all the rest of us. Back in May of 2017, Bow Wow posted this photo of a private jet at DeKalb Peachtree Airport. His caption was basically talking about how he was traveling somewhere to promote growing up hip hop. The problem is, someone who follows little Bow Wow was on his real flight. His flight that he was in coach on. Here he is on his phone in coach, probably checking his Instagram likes. And this is the caption. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to New York, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to New York today. So it actually turns out that Bow Wow used a picture of a private jet he got from a simple Google search. This little white lie started the viral Bow Wow challenge. At number 7, we got Diddy. Diddy shared this photo of the August 2014 eclipse to his Instagram and captioned it #DiddyView. Well, actually it wasn't Diddy's view after all, because the photographer who took this image called Diddy out for stealing his photo, and he had the receipts to prove it. LA photographer Cole Younger had posted this exact image to his Instagram an entire 2 weeks before Diddy did. Oh, Diddy did that! Oh yes he did. Diddy did that, he did. Honestly, as a photographer, there is nothing more annoying than someone who just like steals your work and doesn't credit you. Honestly, how hard is it? You just put a little tag and then you don't get called out on social media. Anyways. In at 6, we got Kylie Jenner. So remember when Kylie sent Twitter into a meltdown with this tweet? "Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life changing." Yeah, it was a pretty funny tweet, not gonna lie, but also it was a lie. Bold-faced lie, Kylie! You had cereal with milk, you liar! Twitter users who'd been following Kylie for a while replied to Kylie's tweet with a screenshot of a post from April 2013 from Kylie Jenner's Instagram account that shows her eating cereal with milk. Okay. Caption reads, "He keeps me healthy." That cereal does look delicious though. I have to admit. I kinda want some of that right now. Shh, George. At number 5, we have Justin Bieber. Back in April of 2014, Justin posted this photo of him to Instagram with the caption, "New jet for Christmas and she's beautiful." He was inside the G4 jet. He posted a bunch of photos of him inside that jet, which would have cost somewhere around $60 million. That's a lot of money for a singer whose entire net worth is reportedly only around $200 million. Only $200 million, okay? It was only $200 million? According to news outlets though, this was a bold-faced lie. He didn't buy the jet, he just took a ride in the jet. Ugh. Poser. This isn't the only time Bieber did this as well. He posted with Birdman's Bugatti and a yacht that belonged to another Florida family. Both photos he shared he had misleading captions, making followers think he bought both the jet and the Bugatti. In at 4, we have Khloe Kardashian. During 2015 Thanksgiving, Khloe posted this photo of her Thanksgiving baking to Instagram. She said in the caption of the photo, "I am so proud of myself, LOL, can I say that? I filmed on a tripod in my kitchen, a lot of me baking and prepping for today, so I will have that up on my app soon. I love testing myself and seeing what I can accomplish and actually make successfully." Do you, Khloe? Now let's pray it tastes as good as it looks. I mean, that's a pretty darn impressive spread, no? You got pecan pie, you got pumpkin pie, you got monkey bread, you got laddie pie, dude, that looks profesh. Probably because it is profesh. In fact, baking work was done by master baker Jane Lockhart, who recognized her signature pies in the picture and was not pleased Khloe was taking credit for her work. A manager at her Sweet Lady Jane Bakery location in Encino, California, confirmed that Khloe bought the pies there. If that isn't enough proof for you, Lockhart's pumpkin pie is impossible to replicate. She uses a one-of-a-kind cookie cutter to make that maple leaf garnish on the top. So how did Khloe Kardashian respond to being exposed? With this tweet: "Petty mother I have real going on in my life. Try not to choke on my nuts. You're sucking them pretty hard." In at 3 we got Lele Pons. In a July 2018 post, you might remember it, Lele Pons announced that she donated her long hair to charity. In the photo, Lele had noticeably shorter hair and her friend is holding the cut off ponytail. While there's absolutely nothing wrong with donating your hair, there is something wrong with this scenario. A couple things actually. The ponytail Lele's friend is holding, if you look close enough, is actually a lump of extensions. It's not hair. It's not real hair. And also, the hair was colored. You can't donate hair that's been colored. Anyways, Lele actually admitted that she lied in a Twitter thread. She said she wanted to donate her hair, but she didn't know that color treated hair couldn't be donated. She did, however, intend to donate it when she got it cut, but I mean, you still lied about it, Lele. Lele's post is now deleted. And at 2 we got Taylor Swift. This one is quite memorable. Remember Kanye West's song Famous? The one where he said he made that famous? He was talking about Taylor Swift. Okay, so Taylor made a huge fuss about this on social media. I mean, reasonably so. If that's something that she didn't know about, then that's a pretty terrible thing to put in a song. But it turns out that Taylor knew about the song the whole time and Kim Kardashian had the receipts to prove it. Kim shared a Snapchat from a filmed phone call between Kanye and Taylor where Taylor can be heard saying, "I mean, go with whatever line you think is better." Apparently Kanye had asked her about the line, so she knew about it in advance. And at number 1 we have James Charles. James Charles went viral in 2017 for this photo that was supposedly his high school yearbook photo. Everyone loved it, he was so extra, I'm just into it, I'm into it. He said that he took his ring light into the studio with him to get the photos taken so his quote, highlight would be poppin'. But it turns out his highlight was not that poppin', it's photoshopped. There was no highlight in the original. The lie was exposed by Thomas Halbert. The funny thing is, this lie is pretty much the reason why James is famous. So maybe it pays to lie on social media. Let's roll right into number 10, Beyonce. Listen, Beyonce is pretty much the epitome of goddess and beauty and everything holy in this world, but even Beyonce does a wee bit of tweaking to her photos every now and again. A little bit. Just a little bit. Beyonce has been called out numerous times for face tuning her photos, most notably her thighs and her thigh gap. Here are a couple of examples. We know she's using editing apps because the lines in the photos are all like wonky. There's a wonky curtain, there's wonky stairs. These photos are quite old though, and if you've been keeping up with Beyonce's Instagram lately, the photos she posts are unretouched and show her real body, and I am here for it. In at number 9 we have Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton claimed back in 2009 that he got beat up by Black Eyed Peas frontman will.i.am outside of Cobra nightclub after the Much Music Video Awards in Toronto. Damn, that was a while ago. Cobra doesn't even exist anymore. And also this was so long ago that Perez Hilton tweeted this from a sidekick. But that's not important. What is important is he lied about it. Perez said, "I was assaulted by will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas and his security guards. I am bleeding. Please, I need to file a police report. No joke." will.i.am actually didn't have Twitter at the time, and he made an account just to refute these claims. He tweeted a video response that said, "Perez Hilton is a liar. Instead of calling the police, you twittered that I assaulted you. Sounds like someone wants mad attention." will.i.am said that this beef between them went back to a time when Fergie asked if Perez Hilton had a problem with her, and he said he didn't like their hit record, The End. Which is like, obviously also a lie. Who didn't like that album? At number 8 on our list we have Millie Bobby Brown. Back in the fall of 2019, Millie Bobby Brown posted a photo of her trying out her own vegan line of skincare products called Florence by Mills. At first glance, it looks like your typical video demo, typical kind of thing you see on YouTube or Instagram, but upon closer inspection it becomes obvious that Millie Bobby Brown was not using any of the products she was describing as she was using them. Essentially, she was miming the demo. For who knows what reason. She even still had a full face of makeup on at the end of that video. Listen, she was 15 at the time, maybe she just like wanted to pretend? I don't know. It is weird. Millie ended up having to apologize for this post because she got a ton of backlash. In an Instagram post she explained that she was replicating her personal process for that night and she thought that was okay. It wasn't okay, Millie. You lied. I'm getting mad. And at 7 we got Soulja Boy. Back in July of 2014, Soulja Boy posted this photo to Instagram. Huge stacks of money. Or at least they look like huge stacks of money worth 10 grand each. Soulja Boy isn't making as much money as he used to, so people assumed he was making money off of royalties. Like, I mean, where else did he get that money from? Until this commenter chimed in with, am I the only one that realizes those are white pieces of paper under the $100 bill on top? Look close. Yeah. So if you look really close, especially with the case of the one on the top, that for sure is a $100 bill with a stack of white paper underneath. That's just like $400. He's holding $400, which I wouldn't mind having like $400 in cash. I'll take it. Soulja Boy ended up deleting the post and later claimed the fake bills were for a music video and he knew they were props. Props to you. At number 6 we got Kim Kardashian. This is one of the weirdest things she's ever done, I have to admit. Like, she's done a lot of really weird things. Like, I could do a top 10 list on top 10 weird things Kim Kardashian has done, but this is probably gonna be number 1. Would you wanna see that? I don't know. Kim Kardashian posted this throwback photo to Instagram in July of 2015 with the caption, North posted this while playing games on my phone. Not sure why or how she chose it, but I'm not complaining. LOL, I deleted it, so now I'm reposting it myself. Flashback Friday from 10 years ago. Okay, Kim. Everybody likes saving those bikini pics for times when our Insta feeds get stale, but you don't need to blame your need for instant gratification from your millions of followers on your toddler. There is no way that North could have chosen this photo from a camera roll and posted it to Kim's Instagram all by herself. North was 2 years old at the time. Such an odd lie, but anyways. Pretty obvious lie nonetheless. Halfway there now, at number 5 we have Britney Spears. I'm not sure what it is about celebrities lying about the food they've cooked, but it seems to be a bit of a thing. In January of 2016, Britney posted this photo to Instagram with the caption, "It's honestly too good to be true." What a perfect caption, because this photo literally was too good to be true. Britney took this photo from recipe100.com, and a fan noticed. When you're too lazy to cook, so you Google image search grilled Mexican corn. Maybe Britney did make her own batch of corn, but I also have tried making it myself and it is very messy. Like, it probably didn't turn out quite as picturesque as this photo. Side note, you should definitely try Mexican street corn. It's delicious. Like, I'm literally just, George is just like going off down here in my pants. George is my stomach. At number 4 on our list we have Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton famously claimed in November of 2017 that she invented the selfie. She shared 2 photos of her and Britney Spears. The post went viral and was liked hundreds of thousands of times, but it most certainly was not true. Maybe Perez was joking, but according to the New York Times, the first ever selfie was taken back in 1839 by Robert Cornelius. And this is it. That little blurry, pixelated, weird looking old guy, yeah, that's the first selfie ever. At number 3 on our list we have Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg, climate change activist, travels the world on trains and by boat to limit her environmental footprint. So she posted this tweet in December 2019 that said, "Traveling on overcrowded trains through Germany, and I'm finally on my way home." From this tweet and the accompanying photo that shows Greta sitting on the ground, Greta is kind of indirectly saying that she was not offered a seat on this train ride home. At first, the train company Deutsche Bahn apologized, but after they looked into the issue, they clapped back with this tweet. "Dear Greta, thank you for supporting us railroaders in the fight against climate change. We were happy that you traveled with us on Saturday in the ICE 74, which is a train that runs on 100% eco-friendly electricity. But it would have been even nicer had you reported how friendly and competently you were looked after by our team at your seat in first class." That's awkward. It's really awkward. And at 2 we have Post Malone. I'm a huge fan of Post Malone, so I was kind of sad to find out this, to be honest, but anyways. Back in an interview in 2017, Post Malone said this about Justin Bieber. "Bieber has gotten super religious lately, real culty. His church, Hillsong, is a total cult. He's already given them like $10 million. It's nice to support something you believe in, I guess, but people are spending so much money and God doesn't care that your church has an effing gold roof." It turns out this whole quote was a lie. Justin Bieber did get really religious, everybody knows that, but Carl Lentz, pastor of Hillsong Church, had this to say. "I do not know Post Malone and I have no idea why he would say such reckless things about our church, which he has never visited. Justin has not given our church $10 million and we do not have gold ceilings. We do not even own a church building." Why you gotta lie, Posty, huh? I trusted you. I trusted you, Post Malone. And at number 1 on our list we've got Oprah. Back in the early days of influencer marketing, when paid social media promotions were just beginning, in November 2012, Oprah tweeted about how much she loved the Microsoft Surface, which is the direct competition for Apple's iPad. Oprah is one of the most influential people on the planet. And she tweeted, "Gotta say, love that surface. Have bought 12 already for Christmas gifts. Hashtag favorite things." This is clearly a paid promotional tweet. It doesn't say ad because back then people weren't required to disclose if something was a paid promotion like they have to now. The awkward thing is, Oprah used an Apple iPad to tweet this, and fans were quick to notice. Here's a response. At Oprah, how much would Microsoft have to pay you to get you to post that tweet from a Surface instead of an iPad? That is really awkward. Anyways, Oprah ended up deleting the tweet and the lie made national news. People laughed about it for a while. Not that big of a deal, but still pretty funny.
At number 10, Kris Jenner. The Kardashian/Jenner clan is very well known for their social media presence, and even more so for their photo editing. There have been so many instances of the Kardashians getting caught with their Photoshop mistakes, whether it's giving themselves 2 thumbs, extra toes, warping walls, or making limbs disappear. One instance of photoshopping got Mama Kris Jenner caught lying on social media after she posted a photo of herself posing next to Chef Gordon Ramsay promoting a new book. Kris clearly is not a fan of wrinkles because she smoothed the hell out of this picture. It was already enough to get called out on because the photo was so heavily edited, but if you saw right past it, there was another original copy of the photo that was posted by Gordon Ramsay, and this one has no editing done to it. Kris was surely caught in her lie with that one, as Gordon's post really blew the doors off Kris's editing job. At number 9, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is all about his boxing career nowadays. He's getting really into the sport, racking up massive media attention for his rivalries with other athletes and his intimidation tactics he uses against them. I guess one of those tactics include posting pictures of his muscles to make himself look stronger and tougher to his opponents. Well, he tried this and fans caught on to his ruse because there was a bit of an editing mistake in the photo. You can see that Jake tried editing the size of his muscles, therefore lying to his fans and future boxing opponents, because if you look closely on the left side of his shoulder, you can see where the editor forgot to blend Jake's shoulder into the background. His skin instead looks translucent and you can see the stripes from the background right through him. I think that instead of intimidating anyone, he just gave them a good chuckle. Before I continue, I just want to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, because it really helps us out a lot, so go ahead and smash that like button. At number 8, Kylie Jenner. I had to include this one because I just thought it was so ridiculous. In 2018, Kylie Jenner tweeted about how she had just tried cereal with milk for the first time and how life-changing it was. You know the Kardashians love to make their experiences more dramatic than they are. Like, who's celebrating cereal? Anyway, shortly after tweeting about her first cereal experience, a fan called her out for lying, where they said, quote, "Girl, you lying. You had cereal with milk on April 25th, 2013 and posted it on Instagram," end quote. I just find this so funny because one, Kylie literally felt the need to lie about eating cereal for attention. Like, that's the most unbelievable thing that she could ever reveal. But also because this fan who called her out for the fib literally knew the exact date when Kylie last tried cereal with milk. That's some serious dedication to have such specific information about her life on hand like that. I don't know which part of this lie is more bizarre, but what do you guys think? At number 7, Lindsay Lohan. There have been so many celebrities and influencers posting about their workouts and waist training, and it almost seems as though they're all in competition with each other to get smallest waist and defined curves, as if that's something to strive for. Well, I'm guessing that she was trying to get ahead of the curve, get it? And make it seem as though her waist training was really paying off. Lindsay Lohan posted a mirror selfie to her Instagram, but fans quickly caught on to the fact that she was lying about her body in the photo. Fans pointed out that Lindsay had clearly altered her photo to make her waist look smaller because the stairs in the back of the photo were crazy warped. Unless she lives in an amusement park funhouse, I don't think those stairs are supposed to look that way. Now, I hate to be the person to point it out, but I still think it's important. These kinds of pictures showing off how tiny you can make your waist, whether by using Photoshop or not, can be really harmful to younger people because of these glorified body standards, so we really need to think about the kind of message we're sending with posts like these in the future. At number 6, Jenelle Evans. I'm sure that when celebrities and influencers post brand deals and talk about how much they love the product, they probably never used it. This seems to have been the case with Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans. Jenelle was caught lying to her followers about the diet drink Boom Bod. This product is essentially an appetite suppressing drink that boosts your metabolism metabolism and is supposed to help you lose weight. Well, in her sponsored Instagram post, Jenelle posted 2 side-by-side photos that were supposed to show her fans her weight loss after trying Boom Bod. But it seems as though Jenelle was not able to pull the wool over our eyes, and fans caught on to her lie. Turns out that the before and after pictures were taken on the same day. The 2 pictures were taken just minutes apart, and the only difference is that Jenelle changed shirts and hiked her pants up a little to give her a flatter stomach. I do that all the time. No shade. Fans accused the reality star of doing this brand deal as a cash grab and accused her of lying to manipulate her fans. At number 5, Donald Trump. There has been a lot of drama surrounding the election this year between countless ballot recounts and Donald Trump taking to Twitter to talk about voter fraud and his election results, but this theme isn't anything new. In the 2016 election, Donald Trump was caught lying on Twitter after telling his followers that he had won the popular vote. The tweet read, quote, "In addition to winning the Electoral College in a landslide, I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally," end quote. In reality, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, though she did end up losing the overall election. He also lied about millions of people voting illegally and was called out by news sources for this fake claim. Doesn't really seem like much has changed since then. At number 4, Nelly. I think a lot of us have lied about our age. We always see people lying about their age wanting to seem younger or older than they really are, but only a select few of them get called out for it. Rapper Nelly was one of those people. In 2003, publication Teen People was looking to feature the rapper as one of their hottest stars under 25. At the time, Nelly's team told the publication that he was 22, therefore qualifying him to be in the piece, and Nelly took to social media to back up the story, confirming that he really was 22. Turns out though that he and his team lied big time. In reality, Nelly was actually 28 at the time. Obviously, they did this to help his career grow, but this was a serious stretch. They could have just said that he was 24, which would have still allowed him to qualify for the piece, and it would be a little closer to his actual age to make it a little bit more believable, but come on. 22? No one really knows how much being in this piece helped his career grow, but hopefully it was worth it because this lie is something that no one's gonna forget. At number 3, Corinne Olympios. Celebrities are well known for getting plastic surgery here and there, so finding out that someone in Hollywood has gotten some work done really isn't all that surprising anymore. So when fans ask about what procedures you've had done, there's no reason to lie. Turns out though that some celebs still want to make their fans believe that they are still au naturel, even when that isn't necessarily the case. This happened with Bachelor star Corinne Olympios after fans accused her of getting fillers when she said that she hadn't. In order to try and disprove these fans' theories, Corinne posted some no makeup selfies, but fans still went digging. The people over at Us Weekly thought that this could be a big scoop and went looking for some old pics of the reality star, and they found some. Images of Corinne's high school yearbook were published, and it showed that she was really lying about getting fillers. People also realized that her no makeup selfies didn't do much to prove whether or not she had gotten work done, so it really was just a handful of lies on Corinne's part. At number 2, Rebel Wilson. After an Australian tabloid exposed actress Rebel Wilson for having lied about her past, fans were shocked as the whole drama unfolded. In 2017, the publication told their readers that Rebel had lied about her age and name, saying that she was actually 36 at the time and not 29 as fans had previously believed. They also revealed that her name was not Rebel Wilson, but was in fact Melanie Elizabeth Bounds. When news of this broke, Rebel took to social media to reassure her fans that this was fake, saying once again that she was 29 years old and that her name was Rebel. The publication knew that she was lying to her fans, and so they found documents to prove that she was lying. Documents that included her real birth name and date revealed Rebel's lies to her fans and to Hollywood as well. In retaliation, Rebel sued the publication for defamation as she claimed that the tabloids revealing her true age cost her roles in Hollywood, therefore affecting her income because the industry is very ageist, especially towards women. She ended up winning the lawsuit, but people still know her as being a liar. At number 1, Shay Mitchell. Actress Shay Mitchell was caught lying to her fans while promoting a product for Biore skincare. Shay posted a series of Instagram stories showing off the brand's new makeup remover and did a demo of the product to show her fans its effectiveness. Well, the problem with this was that in the video she clearly did not use the product.
even waterproof mascara and leaves my skin feeling so fresh.
In the video, she pretended to wipe off her eye makeup with the remover and even goes so far as to show the camera that there was makeup on the cotton pad that she was using, but she didn't touch her eye with the thing. Fans immediately called her out for this and lying to her fans to profit off their engagement. I really don't see how she didn't notice how fake that looked until she got the backlash, to be honest. But that just goes to show the consequences of lying. You get dragged for it. These celebs really cannot fool their fans. They're way too observant to be lied to.
Coming in hot at number 10, we have Bella Hadid. Bella's retouching is quite subtle. She does do this thing though where she makes her eyes a different shape so they appear much more cat-like. She brings them out like this. She also takes about an inch off her waist in almost all the photos she posts. I guess it isn't enough to have been named the most beautiful woman in the world by news outlets. You can always be more beautiful, right? Some people think that her photo manipulation is because she's trying to make herself look like former supermodel Carla Bruni. You have to admit the resemblance is pretty uncanny, especially since she got a nose job. Oh, shots fired! At number 9 on our list, we have Madonna. I know we already included Madonna in part 1, but there are actually quite a few leaked, unretouched images of her. And frankly, the unretouched images are getting pretty hard to find, so I did what I could. This picture of Madonna with a cross is quite famous. You can even get posters of it, but as you can see from the photo on the left, it is retouched. A lot. The lines on her face were completely removed, the picture is overexposed so she has virtually no skin texture, and a lot of her face has been totally reshaped. Moving on now to number 8, we have Faith Hill. Faith posed for a cover of Red Book magazine in 2007, and although she was in her 40s at the time, she was made to look quite a bit younger. Glancing at the cover, you might not see a whole lot that's different, but like, look at her arm. Do you see it? Huge difference. Her waist is also brought in and the skin under her arm was smoothed out so that it's not popping out of the dress anymore. The shadows next to her face were also removed and the entire photo was brightened quite a bit. But how gorgeous is she in that original photo? For some reason though, looking at them both side to side, I get why they edited the arm. It does kind of look a little bit weird, like it's gonna snap in half or something. Moving on now to number 7, we have Megan Fox. Fellas and some ladies, sorry to burst your bubble, but Megan Fox gets retouched just like everybody else. You probably come across photos of Megan online with perfect skin. Most of the photos of her that exist show her looking essentially flawless. But she does have skin texture. The photo on the left is completely unretouched, the photo on the right is what a little Photoshop magic can do. And I love how even with the Photoshop, her face is pretty much as close to perfect as you can get. She really is one of the most beautiful women alive in my humble opinion. At number 6, we have Tyra Banks. The photo on the left is photoshopped, the photo on the right is unretouched. A few things are different here. First of all, Tyra's token green eyes are much more pronounced in the retouched version. Her eyes are one of the most beautiful parts about her, and it just goes to show that they're likely enhanced quite a bit, so that they appear lighter and more green. You can also see that Tyra's eyebrows have been filled in. Tyra actually doesn't really have much left when it comes to eyebrows. We know this from her makeup-free selfie. Tyra Banks is an open supporter of Photoshop. She famously said that photoshopping empowers women. But while it might feel good to be able to be as thin as you want to be and have the skin you want, the nose you want, the lips you want, it does create unrealistic beauty standards for other people. I see both sides of the argument, to be honest. Like sometimes I just don't want everybody to know that I have cellulite, but then just like don't post a picture with cellulite. Halfway there at number 5, we have Keira Knightley. This was the poster for the film King Arthur. Not much has changed about Keira's face, but if you look at her chest, she's gone from an A cup to a C cup. Of course, this movie's demographic was men, so maybe the people behind the movie poster wanted to make it more appealing to men. Gigantic jugs. And they did that by enlarging Keira's breasts. But everyone knows what Keira really looks like. She's very thin and famously a little bit flat chested. It's one of the reasons why she looks like a supermodel. Many supermodels don't have breasts. I actually love that look on women. Keira's an outspoken critic of Photoshop. She did an unphotoshopped topless shoot with Patrick DeMarchelier for Interview magazine and said, "I've had my body manipulated so many different times for so many different reasons, whether it's paparazzi photographers or for film posters. That shoot was one of the ones where I said, okay, I'm fine doing the topless shoot as long as you don't make them any bigger or retouch. Because it does feel important to say it really doesn't matter what shape you are." Here's another quick before and after Keira did for Cosmo magazine. At number 4, we have Miranda Kerr. As if a Victoria's Secret model needs to feel like she has to be skinnier, but oh yes, she does. Right up to the Victoria's Secret fashion show, models are preparing. These supermodels don't eat solid foods. Many work with personal trainers for hours at a time. They are already as skinny as humanly possible for that runway show. But supermodel Miranda Kerr famously took this photo and made her torso sickly thin. The photo on the left is unretouched. The photo on the right is retouched and was the version that she posted to her Instagram. I also like how she didn't edit her friends to make them look smaller too. At number 3 we have Cindy Crawford. Supermodel Cindy Crawford was a 90s staple. It was difficult to turn on the television and not see an ad featuring Cindy Crawford. But unretouched photos of her emerged in 2015 from a 2013 photo shoot with Marie Claire Mexico. And well, Cindy would have been around 47 years old at the time. No one expects her to look like a young supermodel anymore. Cindy claimed that someone had edited the photo on the left to make it look worse. They enhanced all the imperfections, but photos taken by paparazzi do show that much of what you see in those photos is really there, it's just less sharp. Maybe there's some dodging and burning going on in there, some sharpening, but I mean, you get the point, right? At number 2 on our list we have Katy Perry. Katy Perry once did a cover for Rolling Stone magazine and apparently they didn't think the original was hot enough, which is like, what? The original photo ended up being leaked. They made her breasts bigger, her thighs slimmer, her stomach more flat and seamless. They removed all the moles from her neck and took her sock off. Oh, and they also did a number on her right hand. Notice the difference in fingers. It's insane to me that a picture on the left is not beautiful enough to unretouched for Rolling Stone magazine. I wish I looked like that when I sat down. Does anyone else like the before a lot more than the after? I feel like she even looks bigger in the after. Like they just made her look more plump. Plump Katy Perry. And at number 1 we have Lady Gaga. Remember Lady Gaga's iconic Versace campaign? This has to be one of my favorite ad campaigns of all time. So if you're not into fashion, Lady Gaga did a campaign for Versace that was entirely to make her look like a young Donatella Versace. You know, Donatella Versace before all the plastic surgery and Botox ruined her face. So some unretouched photos from the shoot were leaked online. The leaked unretouched photos from the shoot show that Gaga was wearing very minimal makeup for the shoot. They definitely added some makeup in Photoshop. She was also wearing a wig, and in the retouched photos the wig was made to look like real hair and the brassy blonde was more platinum. When you see ads for luxury brands like Versace, they almost look surreal because of how glossy and perfect they are. You will then see that ad and subconsciously think, I'm gonna buy that product because I want to look the way Lady Gaga looks in that ad campaign. But shocker, Lady Gaga doesn't even look the way she does in that ad campaign, so. Coming in at number 10 we got Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton has famously claimed that she's all natural. She also famously claimed that she invented the selfie. Even though there are rumors that she'd had some work done, she said, I quote, I'm all natural and very proud of that. Even Kim Kardashian said on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that Perez Hilton looks the exact same, even after all these years. She hasn't even had Botox or fillers. Perez credits her youthfulness to staying out of the sun and a good skincare routine. She's been using a cream called Creme de la Mer, which is about $175 per 1 ounce bottle. She's reportedly been using this cream since she was 8. I just started washing my face 2 years ago. You've been using that shit since you were 8? Perez is now 37 years old. She has her own anti-aging skincare line and she encourages women to stay away from cosmetic procedures. Quite frankly, in my opinion, she doesn't look like she's had any work done, but what do you think? Next up at number 9 we got Demi Rose Mobby. The Taz Angel has 11 million followers on Instagram and people say that she's had both her breasts and her butt done. She famously hit back at her critics accusing her of being plastic by saying on Twitter, "Stop with the surgery, it's boring." She claims that she grew up with an eating disorder which explains the difference in her body. She tweeted these photos of herself in the red dress and yeah, you do see a difference. But she claims that as she gained weight, her breasts and butt got bigger. She also says that she works out in order to shape her bottom. That is how it works, isn't it? Gain weight, get bigger. Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know. Coming in at number 8 on our list, Scheana Shay. The Vanderpump cast member went on Twitter in 2016 to claim that she didn't have work done, and she said she looks different because she just got better at makeup and she also lost weight. She said in another interview that she lost 25 pounds with the help of a personal trainer. She then admitted that she's been getting Botox since 2011 and having her lips done, but she maintains nothing about her is plastic. Can you really classify Botox as plastic surgery? I feel like it falls within that category, but like I said in part 1, it's not invasive, so. She did lie about it for a few years though. At lucky number 7 on our list, we got Angelina Jolie. No introduction needed, but I think Angelina Jolie is the prime example of a woman in Hollywood who has stayed natural. At least so she claims. She said in an interview that she loves seeing herself age because when she looks in the mirror, she sees her mother. That is friggin' beautiful. I see my mother in my face as I get older too. I didn't used to look like her and now I do. Angelina attributes her gravity-defying face to dermatology. She does intense pulse light sessions every once in a while. But what do the experts say? Los Angeles plastic surgeon Dr. Jeffrey Ronsley thinks that she's had a rhinoplasty to make her nose slimmer and more compact. Of course, it is in the interest of plastic surgeons to tell everyone that someone as iconically beautiful as Angelina isn't natural. But then again, you let me know if you think Angelina is all natural. At number 6, we got Gigi Hadid. Okay, so I know that Bella Hadid is supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world, but I think the only woman who comes close to beating her is her sister Gigi. Gigi insists she hasn't had plastic surgery, and so does her own mother Yolanda. On The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Yolanda Hadid said, I quote, "None of my children have ever done fillers or Botox or put anything foreign in their bodies." She continued, "They know better after seeing what I went through." Yolanda is talking about the fact that her plastic surgeries almost killed her. Truth be told, I think Gigi hasn't had anything done. I know it's hard to come to terms with someone being as beautiful as Gigi being that way naturally, but she is. Other than her trying out various makeup looks and hairstyles, Gigi's face hasn't changed. Not in my opinion at least. What do you think? Halfway there now, at number 5, we got Sniper Wolf. Right now, Sniper Wolf has 17.4 million subscribers. Lea has said time and time again that she's never had plastic surgery, and she's also criticized many women for going under the knife and also photoshopping their photos. If you've seen Nerd City's video on her, you know that that's probably a lie. Lea finally admitted that she got a nose job, but she got it for medical reasons. Her critics say that the shape of her nose shouldn't have changed from a medical nose surgery though. As you can see from this photo, her nose used to have a bit of a bump and now it's more of a ski jump shape. She also claims that her plump lips are the result of overlining, which she does do, you can see it in photos. What do you think? Woke up like that? Or nah? At number 4, we got Daisy Keech. Daisy is an influencer with 1.6 million subscribers. She's known on Instagram for her perfect body, but she's also been criticized a lot by people for claiming to be all natural, especially when it comes to her butt. People found before and after photos that show her butt quite a bit flatter and smaller than the one she's known for today. So what did Daisy do? She booked an appointment with Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Ashkan Gavani and had him examine her derriere to prove to her haters that it's her real butt. And guess what, friends? 100% confirmed her butt is real. Here's how. Dr. Gavami says that she's never had kids, her butt is firm, and has good volume. He didn't see any changes in her skin that would have meant she had something artificial injected, like you would with fat transfer. So there you go. She's not only claiming to be all natural, she is all natural. At least, her butt is. At number 3 now, Victoria Beckham. Back in October of 2019, Posh Spice was interviewed on This Morning. When she was asked if she's ever had work done, she said, I quote, "I haven't been tempted by a cosmetic procedure, but never say never." Well, Victoria was actually caught red-handed in this lie because she's already admitted to having plastic surgery. In a letter she wrote to her 18-year-old self published in Vogue magazine, she said she regretted her boob job. She said, I quote, "I should probably say don't mess with your boobs. All those years I denied it, stupid, just celebrate what you got." Back in the 90s, Victoria kept denying the fact that she got her breasts done, and like, I mean, we could all see it. She did. Yeah, she did. That's kinda awkward. Why you gotta lie? Like, I don't get it. How do you not remember that you wrote an open letter to Vogue where you admitted your boob job? At number 2 now, Tomi Lahren. Oh, I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this one. She says no to plastic surgery. Experts say otherwise. The following photos are from when she was a student at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas when she was hosting a campus TV program called The Scramble. I mean, she looks pretty different, no? I almost didn't recognize her in these pictures, and experts have weighed in on their opinion. Dr. Gregory Buford, top plastic surgeon in Denver, says that she's had Botox on her lower eyelids, Botox in her brows, or a surgical brow lift. And Dr. Sean Little, plastic surgeon from Arizona, says she's had a rhinoplasty and work on her chin, lips, and jaw. And at number 1, we've got Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has claimed that she's never had plastic surgery. She admits she gets injections in her backside, but those injections are cortisone shots to help with her psoriasis. Kim does have psoriasis. Kim does say that she's had Botox, but she doesn't classify Botox as plastic surgery. She also says she's never had her nose done and attributes her changing face and body to having kids. And I gotta admit, it's pretty hard for me to tell, especially when it comes to her face. She's admitted to the Botox that we all know. But what I wanna know is Kim Kardashian's butt real? How is it that all the Kardashians, and frankly most influencers, have this like crazy bulbous butt? Is there some like workout that's happening in Hollywood that I don't know about? Here's a photo of Kim's backside before, and here's what it looks like now. And we all remember those really terrible paparazzi photos of her on the beach. They say that if your thighs match your butt, then it's natural. But
Number 10, Mindy Kaling. A video of the actress has resurfaced online recently, which has a lot of people upset. It comes from her appearance on the Conan show in 2016, where she joked about inappropriately touching her co-star Lea Pace. The disturbing confession comes when Conan asks her if the power that comes along with having a show named after you has ever gotten to her head. He was referring to her comedy TV series The Mindy Project, which was based on her own life. After admitting that she did let the temptations of misusing her power get to her, she told the audience the story of how she kissed her co-star Lea Pace without his consent while they were filming an intimate scene. She said, "I improvised just kissing him in the scene, which was not in the script. He was just looming above me and he asked me a question. I was not listening to him at all because who cares what he was saying." She said that he then reacted with an uncomfortable and equally shocked face. What she did wasn't in the script, and it wasn't even talked about beforehand. Conan joked that since she got away with it once, it would be happening a lot more now. Then Mindy jokingly crossed her fingers as if she was wishing it would. Number 9, Jared Leto. The actor caught some heat when TMZ leaked a video of him and his band 30 Seconds to Mars listening to Taylor Swift's 1989 album and saying how they really felt about her. Jared was caught saying, "F her, I don't give an F about her. It's whatever works best for us." Taylor's fans were obviously not too happy with what was said, and Jared received some pretty intense backlash from that recording. So much so that he eventually was forced to issue a formal apology, saying, "The truth is, I think Taylor Swift is amazing and an incredible example of what's possible. If I hurt her or her fans, my sincerest apologies." The whole thing was pretty awkward. Apart from that, Jared's also been called out on Twitter by other celebrities. In 2018, Dylan Sprouse shocked the internet when he tweeted, "Yo, Jared Leto, now that you've slid into the DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what do you say your success rate is?" As you would have predicted, the tweet totally blew up, and many people were happy that he was finally getting called out. In response, director James Gunn tweeted, "He starts at 18 on the internet?" Well, it's unclear what prompted Dylan's message. A lot of people did not like the fact that Jared never actually addressed those allegations. Number 8, Lizzo. A TikTok user by the name of Taryn Hart made a video explaining the moment that she had a disappointing run-in with the singer. Story goes that she and her mother were very excited when they won tickets to meet and greet Lizzo, as well as tickets to go to her concert in Dallas. After they queued for 3.5 hours, Taryn said that when she finally got to meet her idol, it was not the experience that she expected. Right away, she walked in and complimented Lizzo, saying, "OMG, you're so beautiful and you're even prettier in person." But instead of responding or even saying thank you, apparently she just nodded her head in silence. Then her mother said, "I love your music and I love listening to it on the radio." And Lizzo's response was, you guessed it, more silent nodding. Taryn said, "The woman did not say anything. She didn't speak. Right after she nodded, she turned and smiled for the picture. After waiting 3.5 hours, that was all we got. I didn't even hear what Lizzo actually sounds like." Her video left fans divided, as some people claim that she might have been exhausted and not necessarily trying to be rude, while others were not so understanding. Number 7, Lea Michele. The actress starred as Rachel Berry on the hit TV series Glee from 2009 to 2015, but it was only after the show ended that her real on-set behavior was exposed. The controversial new documentary The Price of Glee features some bombshell revelations about Lea. Recently, the assistant to the executive director, Garrett Greer, described her as a narcissist and claimed that there was a conflict whenever she felt her character wasn't getting enough attention. Debbie Snell, a fellow Glee actor, also came out with his own horror story. He claimed that she banned him from sitting with the main cast during their lunch break, all because she didn't think that he belonged. He said, "I was there maybe 10 minutes and then I got pulled off by someone on set." This person allegedly told him that someone specifically at the table didn't want him sitting there because they said that he didn't belong with the rest of the group. Debbie asked the crew member if Lea was the culprit, and he says that they made a wincing face and then nodded. He went on to say, like, "Wow, I really just got pulled off because of my status on the show. I've never experienced anything like that, even in a high school setting." Number 6, Perez Hilton. When The Simple Life debuted in 2003, the socialite portrayed the ditzy blonde rich girl alongside Nicole Richie. But it was only with the release of the 2020 documentary This Is Paris that fans started to realize the truth. The series revealed that she was actually a genius. Not only has she been putting on a baby voice for most of her career, but when it comes to business, she's always been very intelligent. Paris spoke to InStyle and said, "I'm
I'm a lot smarter than I pretend to be. The world got introduced to me with the simple life, with this kind of ditzy blonde airhead character, but that's never been who I've been. The movie insisted that Paris was a spoiled brat who claimed to have never even heard of Walmart, but none of that was real. She said, like, obviously I know what Walmart is. It was all about entertainment. Anything that I was doing, I was always planning in a way. I wanted to entertain the audience. Turns out the dumb blonde act really paid off because Paris gets six-figure paychecks for public appearances. She's also launched 19 product lines and basically created a new genre of celebrity. Those people that are famous just for being famous. Number 5, Jennifer Lawrence. There's a lot of reasons why people now view the actress's personality as fake, but that wasn't always the case. One social media user summed it up pretty well when they tweeted, "The way society turned on Jennifer Lawrence needs to be studied. She was the it girl of my formative years." But then as quickly as she rose to success, everyone was like, wait, she's actually fake and annoying. This concept that Jennifer was pretending to be awkward really gained a lot of popularity in 2013 when she won her first ever Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. She was walking up to accept her award and she dramatically fell on the stairs. Although she did receive a standing ovation from the audience after her fall and she seemed emotional about winning, she was still sensitive about the trip, and apparently it didn't help that news anchor Anderson Cooper made a dig at her days later. She said, "I saw him on CNN 3 days later saying, well, she obviously faked the fall, and it was so devastating because it was this horrific humiliation to me. I don't know if I'll ever have a chance to give a speech like that again. So it didn't feel good for me not to have a speech." Number 4, Trisha Paytas. The 34-year-old YouTuber is best known for her videos where she eats and cries on her kitchen floor. She's been uploading videos on the internet since 2005, and you may recognize her from reality TV shows as well. Many people have asked, how did she become so popular in the first place? Because as we know, breaking the YouTube glass ceiling is a lot of hard work, and Trisha was one of the first creators to do it. She realized that the only pathway to internet fame was to be so outrageous, and so she built an empire off of being a living meme. But many people may underestimate her as simply a dumb blonde. She's actually an expert in the art of trolling, acting, and shocking viewers. Much of her fame came from simple videos where she puts on a persona and plays dumb for the camera, like the time Trisha made a music video professing her love for O.J. Simpson, insisting that she didn't know who he was, but she saw that he was released from jail and found him attractive. Not to mention the time in 2017 when she posted a video claiming that there was a vampire hiding in her house trying to steal her used tampons. As a result, her views skyrocketed, and she even went on to become the first YouTuber on Celebrity Big Brother UK. Number 3, Jennifer Lopez. The singer was called out on TikTok by a former Hollywood stylist named Tamaran, who's worked with several major celebrities from 2008 to 2017. She made a viral video speaking about her less than pleasant experience working with J-Lo. She said that people who work for the singer aren't even allowed to look at her, and there's a reason why she can't hold down a costumer or a seamstress. This lines up pretty well with all the reports of the singer's unpleasant behavior. Apparently she tries to avoid eye contact with anyone in the service industry and makes illogical demands. According to a flight attendant for United Airlines, she actually flat out ignores staff members and doesn't even directly respond to them. The employee told Star magazine, "I just said, what can I get you to drink?" Jennifer refused to even acknowledge me. She turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke." She wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seems so sweet in her movies. So it's likely that she's different in real life. Number 2, Ned Fulmer. The internet went crazy when a video started circulating on social media of Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys kissing his employee Alex Herring at a New York City bar. Now Alex is one of the most well-known employees of the company, and over the years she's been featured in many videos. So not only was Ned cheating on his wife there, but Alex was also engaged to her fiance Will Thayer at the time, and the couple had been together for 11 years. So the scandal was really insane. Fans were beyond shocked that certified wife guy Ned was even capable of cheating on his beautiful wife Ariel Fulmer. He was known as a super devoted husband who loved to gush over his wife in almost every video, so he really betrayed the audience as well as his own family. As a result, he was swiftly fired from the Try Guys, and he had to put out a statement owning up to the affair, where he took to his own Instagram account confirming that yes, he had cheated on his wife. "Family should have always been my priority, but I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. I'm sorry for any pain that my actions might have caused to the guys and the fans, but most of all to Ariel. The only thing that matters right now is my marriage and my children. children. That's where I'm going to focus my attention. And coming in at number 1, Mike Myers. The actor's name is synonymous with the hilarious and charismatic character Austin Powers. However, he's reportedly completely different in real life, especially on set. There have been numerous reports suggesting that he is a nightmare to work with some people even claiming that he's a control freak and very grumpy. It has recently come to light that the actor makes tons of demands of his assistants. In fact, Myers reportedly made life a daily nightmare for the cast and crew of one of his biggest films. According to Amy Hill, who was his co-star in The Cat in the Hat, she said that it was a horrible, nightmarish experience. Hill claimed that he selfishly kept everyone waiting for hours, overruled the director, and even had someone standing by just holding his personal chocolates in a dish. Quote, "It was so weird. It was just the worst. I was miserable." Another story involves a fan that offered to buy the actor a drink. After telling Myers how much he enjoyed his work, he allegedly just looked at him and said, "I can afford my own drink," cursed at him and said, "Save your money for my next movie." So it seems like he might not be one of the celebrities that you want to approach in public. Number 10, Gabby Hannah. In 2019, the YouTuber uploaded around 40 stories on her Instagram where it looked like she was at the Coachella Festival. This confused a lot of people because Gabby has always been talking about her dislike for the whole event. But it turned out, of course, that she actually faked the whole thing. With a bit of photoshopping, brightly colored outfits, and some carefully filmed videos, she was able to trick people into thinking that she was actually there in Indio, California. Apparently, it was her own personal experiment that she tried to prove a point about social media being fake. She came up with the idea after speaking to a fellow influencer who admitted that they were only going to the festival just to take pictures. In response, Gabby felt like that was a whole lot of work for something that you're not going to be enjoying. So she decided to get the best of both worlds by getting her Coachella photos without actually having to pay for tickets or spending 3 days waiting for Ubers between her Airbnb and the main stage. She decided to stage the pictures at her friend's house on the lawn. She dressed up in colorful wigs and short shorts and then photoshopped Coachella crowds into the background. In the end, thousands of people were fooled and no one questioned the authenticity of those photos. So Gabby really did prove her point about social media. Number 9, Nate Garner. The California YouTuber got in on the fake Coachella prank with his girlfriend at the time, Carissa Duncan. The two of them dressed up in party outfits and actually drove up to the location of the festival. They even stopped at the Coachella sign on the way there to take some photos in the desert. Nate and Carissa then changed into 2 more outfits. Then they did a full-on photo shoot next to things like palm trees, and they found a location that would convince people that they were actually there. Once they had all those pictures taken, the next step was to edit them and post them on social media. To make the whole thing look even more legit, Nate screen recorded other people's Instagram stories from inside Coachella, and then he posted them on his own Instagram account. Once everything was done, the two of them went back to their apartment and read their Instagram comments from the comfort of their own home. It's safe to say that they managed to completely fool their followers. It's really interesting to see how easy it was to make it seem like they were actually there. So it's no wonder that heaps of influencers do the exact same thing, especially if they don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a ticket. Number 8, Loren Grey. The TikToker recently set the internet on fire when she posted a video explaining that a lot of influencers lie about going to Coachella. She explained that some of them will just go out to the area where the music festival is held and stay in an Airbnb. Apparently they dress up and get their makeup done just to pose for photos without actually going to the festival. She said they write "post up Coachella Day 1, Coachella Day 2, and they don't go to the festival. They don't have wristbands. They just drive their little butts out to the desert to take Instagram photos, make TikToks, get ready with me's, whatever. Then they drive back and that's it." Loren called Coachella the Influencer Olympics, and she said that everyone wants to make it seem like they went just because it's the place to be. She went on to say, "So if you feel boring and sad because you're not at Coachella, just know that most of those people aren't there either. It's like a very common occurrence that I thought people knew, but I didn't see anyone talking about it." So before anyone else makes the horrible decision to drive to Southern California just for one expensive photo, might as well save time and money and just use a Coachella themed green screen. Number 7, Billie Eilish. It's one thing to fake being at Coachella, but it's another thing to fake being on stage. Back in April of 2022, the singer was headlining at the festival, but it wasn't actually her on stage, at least not during her intro sequence. Billie later revealed that she used one of her backup dancers as a decoy, and she put a disguise on so she could go into the crowd unnoticed. She went on the Matt Wilkinson show and spoke about how she pulled the whole thing off. She said, "I had a body double, one of my dancers from the show. I dressed her up in a show look that I had worn before. We got a black wig and she put buns in it, and we gave her a mask and sunglasses, and she wore my shoes and my socks. I put her up at the back of the stage and she stood there while the lights went on, and everyone thought it was me. And no one ever knew that it wasn't me. Literally nobody knew." While her backup dancer was on stage, Billie then walked through the crowd wearing a traffic vest and sunglasses. She then got to the end of the stage, took it all off, and started the show. So the fact that she was successfully able to disguise herself for such a long time is crazy. Number 6. Vanessa Hudgens. The actress has been labeled the Queen of Coachella. She's been a regular attendee almost every single year, aside from when the festival was cancelled in 2020. There has been some long-running rumors on the internet that she missed out on a couple of years, but for the most part it does seem like she's been at the festival quite a lot. How do we know? Because when she doesn't get to go, Vanessa makes sure that everyone knows about it. This year she seemed to be missing out on the first few nights of festivities. She then posted a selfie on her Instagram story saying the Coachella FOMO is real. So it's possible that she still might be able to make the second weekend this year, but so far nothing has been confirmed. The reason fans are always so excited to see her make an appearance is because her festival fashion is literally next level. Vanessa's outfits have changed a lot over the years, but somehow she's always been able to set the trends. In the 2010s she had a very bohemian look where she wore a lot of flower crowns, floppy hats, crochet tops, and ruffled dresses. Whereas last year she wore a lot of bright neon colors and matching sets. Number 5. Niki Demartino. Fraternal twins Niki and Gabby have pulled a few pranks on their followers by pretending to be in places that they're not, like when they tried to fake a trip to Milan by going to Olive Garden and taking photos from specific angles. Needless to say, they weren't successful since they failed to account for the weather and the time difference between their home in Pennsylvania and the time in Italy. Also because anyone who's ever been to Olive Garden could probably recognize the interior immediately. In 2019, when so many YouTubers were exposing how easy it is to fake being at Coachella, Niki addressed the trend and explained why influencers put in so much effort to make it seem like they are actually there. She said, "I feel like everyone makes Coachella prep videos, Coachella hauls, and uploads pictures to their Instagram stories and Snapchats, which makes everyone who is not going feel like they're missing out. According to Niki, anyone who cares about their social media is going to make sure they're at Coachella." She said, "You get to show people you are at the place you should be. It's almost kind of like bragging." So basically, most people that do go don't even do it for the music. They just want to get a truckload of content, which means you might as well stay home and fake it if you don't actually want to be there. Number 4. Byron Denton. The London-based blogger became well known for pranking his followers by faking a luxury lifestyle. So it was no surprise that he tried to do the exact same thing with Coachella. To pull off his elaborate prank, he got some help from his mom, who was also a graphic designer. He kept very secretive about his plan to fake going to the festival, which meant that some of his friends commented on his Instagram posts in shock. In an interview with Bored Panda, Byron explained his decision to fake it. He said, "It dawned on me that everyone who is seen as successful on Instagram attends the festival at some point in their life. As it was a time of year where everyone was heading to the desert for a weekend of music and fashion, I decided it would be a great time to go along too." Well, with the help of Photoshop, of course. Apparently he fooled a lot of people, even several fellow influencers. Byron said, "The last thing I want to share about this whole experience is how easy it is to fake a lifestyle online. I'm no Photoshop genius, I don't have masses of experience in how social media works, which means just about anyone with a mobile phone can portray a life that may not always be real." Number 3. Anastasia Kingsnorth. The London-based influencer teamed up with Byron Denton to make a series of carefully staged photos in London that were later edited to look like they had been taken in the California desert. The two of them dressed up in festival clothes and reposted Instagram stories that were taken by actual people who attended Coachella. Byron and Anastasia kicked off the project by buying a ton of clothes from places like Boohoo and ASOS so they could look similar to those that were worn by actual festival goers. They then posed for a series of photos that could be photoshopped and later posted on Instagram. They went all out with this prank and pretended to take the fans on a journey from London to California, but the whole time they were using the backdrop of London's Westfield, along with a Starbucks coffee shop, to try and convince people that they were actually at the airport. Byron and Anastasia then posted an Instagram story that was actually taken in LA by another influencer. Although they both got away with it, their plans started to unravel when they were seen at another concert at the same time as Coachella. Eventually, they were caught faking their Instagram posts by several of their fans who were also at that same event. Yeah, that sounds like it would have been a little bit awkward. Number 2, Josh and Archie. The UK pranksters Josh Peters and Archie Manners have almost 1.5 million subscribers on their channel. And over the years, they've become very well known for pulling off some truly elaborate pranks on YouTube. So it's no surprise that in 2019, they decided to cash in on all the Coachella hype by pretending they actually attended the festival. First, they got dressed up into the right outfits and added a little bit of messiness to it to make it seem like they had been partying really hard. The whole thing was filmed in Josh's bedroom, and they actually bought a portaloo and put it in his room so they could use it to set the scene. They then photoshopped themselves into pictures that their friends sent them from the festival. To make it seem like they were actually at the concert, they put fairy lights up in Josh's bedroom and set it up to seem like it was an actual party. But things became really messy when they posted a very obviously photoshopped picture to their Instagram, which their followers immediately called out. To save this from ruining their entire prank, Josh managed to find an old photo from when he was really at a festival to post online. The last thing he had to do in order to make it realistic was pretend to be hungover the following day, and the whole thing worked out surprisingly well. Number 1, Eleni Sabrakos. This content creator first went viral on TikTok after she made a video about Adele cancelling every single show she's ever tried to see, dating all the way back to 2016. Eleni recently posted another video on the platform called How to Trick People into Thinking You're Going to Coachella. It was basically a step-by-step instruction guide for social media users looking to fool their followers and pretend that they actually went to the festival. Eleni explained that you need to start Venmoing your friends for things like Coachella shuttle, after-party tickets, and flights. That's the first part of convincing them that you're planning to go to the festival. From that point on, you can start posting Photoshop pictures on Instagram, and those people around you are going to be way more likely to believe it. Of course, faking it on social media is also a good idea if you don't like the idea of camping out in the desert with huge crowds. This year, there were more than 250,000 festival goers. And if you're going to go for real, there is a lot of work that goes into planning it. Buying the tickets 6 months in advance, sorting out your outfits for each day, figuring out meals, and how you're going to get from place to place. Honestly, it just seems exhausting and excessive.